Baby, we are back at it again. Today is about the special part of the bicep, but before we get started, time to take off the pump cover because on this page, we are Brachialis Supremacist as well as Superset Supremacist as well as tank top, pump cover coming off, tucked in like a gentleman supremacist. So as you can tell, there's a lot of supremacy on this page. But if you are new here, we are superset supremacists, but we're not these guys that just like to run around and steal 85 different machines at once, telling you I'm using that. Nothing worse than those guys. The way we do it is we are snipers. We aren't machine gun sprayers where you have an arm day and you're just kind of just throwing together exercises that you saw, on Instagram Reels or TikTok. We don't do that. We are precise. We are professionals at our craft, which is why I'm super excited about today's video because it's about a muscle that people don't even consider to be a part of the bicep itself. Not most people. I don't know, actually. I'd be genuinely curious down below. If you think the brachialis, this guy right over here, is a part of the bicep and you consider it into your bicep day, drop it down in the comments. If you don't, also drop in the comments because I'm actually curious. But people do not understand that there's like certain muscles. Like you guys know, if you're new here, I'm really into the rear delts. Super. Like when it comes to like all three deltoid heads, the rear is the one I always lean on most. And when it comes to the bicep, I feel the exact same way. It doesn't mean I prioritize it necessarily like super above, but it's such an afterthought for most people that they're like, yeah, I guess I'll just do a couple hammer curls and call it. Like, no, this is something to focus on the way you would a bench press. You get what I mean? Like in order of importance, they all have their piece of the pie. And what's crazy about the brachialis, and the reason why I talk about it so often, is because most people already have decently developed short heads, which is the peak right there, and then the long head. But nobody focuses on that brachialis. And once you have these two in line, the short head and the long head of the bicep itself, when you throw in the brachialis on top, it is game over. These are these little muscles that people don't realize really take your physique to the next level, in addition to your strength. You have no idea. Your grip strength can get so much stronger by just getting your brachialis in line. And like I said, the way we superset, we're precise. So we're not just supersetting two bicep exercises, which by the way we are, but we're going to bias the same exact portion of the muscle, the exact same head, the brachialis back to back. First part of the superset, you want to pick something that really moves the needle, which I will show you guys here in a second. On the back end, you want to pick an isolation exercise to take that muscle to complete failure. That's how we do it. Without further ado, you guys don't want to hear me yap about theories and all this bullshit. I'm going to show you exactly what we need to do, and that way you guys can take your brachialis game to the next level. As a result, your strength and muscle growth. Game time, baby. All right, so we're going to start off, like I said, with a needle moving exercise. You're going to take a barbell and just reverse grip curl. We're not here to reinvent the wheel. We know what exercises move the needle. It's just simply a game of learning how to package it properly. But how you do it's going to make the world of a difference. So what I do is I actually go shoulder width apart, nothing crazy on that end. But a lot of people flare out because they're trying to overcompensate for weaknesses. You want to get your elbows tucked in, and you see it. I almost tuck it in that way. Same idea with this. Lock them in. And then come up. God. Holy hell, this is terrible. God. That is a needle mover. Like, do not compromise. You want to go as heavy as possible while maintaining quality reps. That is the perfect middle to find, especially on the front end of the superset. That's the goal. Quality reps going as heavy as possible. If your quality of reps goes down because of the weight you're doing, drop your ego at the door and make it happen. You get what I mean? Drop the weight a little bit, but like I said, you want to push the needle on that as heavy as possible while getting quality reps. You guys know the deal. Superset time. All right, so listen, I'm going to show you guys because the angle's a little bit off, okay? Bear with me. But you see that? That's literally what I'm going to grab is this. It's literally just a cable right here along the bottom that I'm going to grab. Just so you kind of can see like where the hell is he grabbing it from? That's the answer, okay? All right, game time, superset time. All I'm doing is I'm going single arm on this guy. When I go single arm on him, all I'm doing is a hammer curl basically. Like you guys are familiar with dumbbell hammer curls. But I'm going to do it from the cable, and I'm going to go single arm at a time. Ultra focused, extra attention, because on the back end of this superset, you want to come in super, super clean with the muscle-mind connection, or mind-muscle connection, however you like to word it. Same idea. You want to lock into the muscle, because this is the isolation exercise that's going to take us to complete failure. I probably should have gone heavier on this. I have a feeling this is going to last a while. And then we go to the other arm. Same idea. You want to keep your elbow locked in. You should feel the stretch along your brachialis as you come down. And it pops you up perfectly for the rep itself. Because that's what it's all about. That's the beauty of this framework. And don't give up quick on them. Because if you get this right, you only need 2 sets, max. I mean it. Like, I now do 3 and possibly 4 at times because I've worked myself into the shape. But a lot of you guys have never heard of this style of training. So you don't need as much for your body to respond. You just want to signal muscle growth. Dude, that is absolutely awful. But we're feeling good. We're feeling good. Pump's feeling awesome. Yep. And there you have it. Brachialis supremacy. There's such a beauty to this muscle, man, because I'm telling you guys this, and I said this in the beginning, there's so many of these little muscles that people don't recognize. It takes you from that starting point. You all need to build a great base before this stuff makes the biggest world of a difference. But most of you guys that are here have been lifting for a while. It's crazy because like now, so like back in the day, it used to be like, dude, I used to go to the gym and people would be like, wow, you go to a gym? Now there's just more and more people actually being like, you know what? I think fitness is kind of important. But the vast majority are in a place where they're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's worth my time. And that's why optimal lifting got so big. It was basically these guys coming in saying, this is how you get the most amount of results. These exercises are garbage. These ones are great. Problem is that's all within one lens. And that one lens is muscle hypertrophy, which I know is just why we're here today. But my goal of doing anything is I want to make sure that my minute inside the gym is so much more valuable and effective than everybody else's. It's not about being everyone else's. It's just easy for me to frame it to where you get it. I want my time to be that much more valuable than everybody else's. It's almost like when people start, wanting to make money. The goal is you want your per hour to be worth way more than anybody else's because then it has value, right? But it takes time to become that valuable. It's the same idea with the gym, but the difference is you can just get started day one. You can take everything that I'm teaching you and just start implementing it. That's the beauty of this framework. I've been working out this way for the last probably 3-4 years, probably coming up on 4 years now, maybe. I was working out from when I was in high school. And it's funny, I saw gains maybe beginning of college because that's when I actually started working out inside a gym. And it's just because a lot of new equipment, you're excited, you have like good energy, you're working out with people. But there was probably a good 4 or 5 year stint where my body looked the exact same from 4 years prior to 5 years later. And then now what I can say is coming from that place to now, my physique has just gone up like this. And it's because when you work out in this way, there's always a new thing to tinker with. But the formula remains the same. You can go up in weights. You can adjust your exercise selection depending on what you feel most. That's what I love about this framework. And on top of it, it's almost like you're introducing a bit of, someone told me this, and it's weird because we're talking about just the brachialis, but I do this for every single body part. Every single one, I do this top to bottom. And someone was telling me, it's like, it's weird, like you almost have a cardio like integrated inside. And it's like, for sure, like when I'm in the gym, I'm sweating like profusely. And it's because like I am out of breath a lot because I'm pushing my body. You know what I mean? I don't neglect any parts of my training. I have a part that I just do purely for strength, which is like the first phase of my lifting days. Then the muscle growth, which is an example of what you saw in this video. And then the third end is more touch-up work. And then any holes I see that needs to be filled into my game. You know what I mean? Like if I notice that I haven't hit, touch-up work includes abs, forearms, things like that. So right now, I'm trying to learn how to dunk. I want to yam. I want to be on a fast break, and I want to throw it off the glass and just throw it down. Not sure if that's going to happen, but I just want to try to dunk. And it's mainly because I've been doing this style of lifting for the last 4 years. And for me, it's like, in order for me to give you guys better and better information, right, I have to go doing more and more stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to be a broken record. It's like you guys still have so much to learn in this regard, but it's enough to where, like I told you guys, like I've been doing this for 4 years, and it's not like I've hit plateaus. My strength's never been higher. I've never felt leaner, stronger. I'm not thinking like, holy cow, I'm cutting, I'm bulking. I don't do any of it. And it's just because all I do is I train properly and I nourish properly. But anyways, that is the video on the brachialis, something that you guys need to start focusing on. Not an afterthought muscle, a muscle we need to hunker down on and really, really just twist the knife on them. Because it's going to take your physique to the next level, your strength to the next level. There's a lot of gains missing just in that tiny portion of the muscle. But if there's anything you guys are looking for specifically, please drop it down in the comments. And if people like those comments, give those a thumbs up. And that way I know to make a video on it. As always, y'all, I love y'all very much. Uncle Rami out. Peace. Really? I really forgot this. Rookie mistake. All right, let's run it back.